Hello Beth, how are you? Hello Louise. Hello Sarah, good morning. Hello Joanne, how are the kids? I hope they're alright, and David. Hello Mel, I like your painting with your lead statue. Hi Heather. Hello Christine. I think that Margaret Wood says she's gone to Gosforth, shopping presumably, and she'll turn up later. Well, we don't care. She appreciated the Vaseline joke anyway. Sarah? But it's normally William. What are you doing watching? Although I do watch yours. Oh, hi Anstis, how are you? Did the paints arrive? Neil, hello. I know, no Margaret. Shall I do the Vaseline joke again? It's a visual thing. I just do it for my mum and for you, while there's just a few of you. Be chatting away and I get my little thing out of my pocket and I just go... Maybe you need to see more of me. Hello Judith. Polly Huddleston, hello. Hello Vicky, how are you? Ah, good, I'm glad everything's doing all right, Joanne. Morning Margaret, how are you? Hello Wendy. Hello Jen. I tried to send you a message, Jen, and then I realised you didn't respond to my last one, so that's it, we're through. I'm hearing such good things, I had to come and see for myself. Now you've made me feel self-conscious. Hello Stephen, how are you? Christopher Irving! I know. It is naughty, it's good fun. I made it up myself, it just popped into my head and I did it. Hello Annaline, not yet, our post hasn't... Oh, I think it only went in the sack today. The thing is that the local post office is open on a Monday and a Thursday between 8 and 1, which somewhat limits things, unless I'm going to get in the car and drive all the way to Bellingham. So, hi there, good to see... from Dunleary? What are you doing in Dunleary? That's not where you live, is it, Daff? Maybe it is. So all the mail gets gathered up on Friday, Saturday and Sunday, goes into the post office today, and Fifey went today, and I should have taken a photograph of him. He's got this massive, massive dry bag, which for those of you who don't do canoeing, sailing... She did. Sorry, Stephen, yeah, she bought a lovely landscape. I was very flattered. Helen Ford, my friend. Charles Carr, push off, you're a pervert. Only joking. Lovely to have you with me. Hello Ross, hello Ellie. Oh right, Jan, yours wrong there. So yeah, the stuff goes in the post on a Monday that gathers up on the Friday, Saturday and Sunday. And Fifey has got this massive, great big red dry bag. And he goes on his bicycle, and it's really windy today, and when he didn't come back within about 5 minutes, hello Jules, I thought, Fifey does Father Christmas, yes, I thought he'd either got into a queue or got blown off his bicycle with this huge sack on the back. Now then, I have a little list. And my friend Susan from next door, I spoke to her after yesterday's live video, and she was not impressed that I called her a liar in front of everyone. And I said, but you are, I'm sorry, I'm not taking it back. So I'm not going to take it back. It's one of her most amusing features. And she does it so quickly. Hello, Malcolm. Right, look what Fifey found me. How beautiful. Oh, dripping on the picture. Whew. How lovely is that? Amazing little nest. And it's obviously been made in a corner, because it's designed to fit into a corner. As Fifey said, it's so clever, but not that clever, because it got pulled out by another bird and we found it on the track. Hello, Gillian. It's funny, it says here Gillian Pattinson is watching, but I know you're not watching, you just listen. But that's okay, I don't mind. Steph Harris, hello. Now then, those of you... William, are you sitting next to your mum because you could save electricity and watch on the same iPad? Remember Lizzie, the post girl who used to cycle the hills from Sharperton? It was a very long time. I think you had to live there to know her. Hello, Marianne Ray. Good of you to join us. My namesake, Louise. Oh, how beautiful. It is, isn't it? Right, so those of you who were here yesterday, and I had Saturday off to pressure wash the stables, I just want you to listen. Got a little message for you, Marianne Ray. Anyway, I started this light Sussex painting. Now then, they've got very little definition and they've got no eyes, they can't see. But we can sort that out today. Helen Henderson, hello! Anderson, I mean, gosh, you must be absolutely bored stiff. Now, before we start, I need to create an air of intelligence. With my wonky glasses. Gillian, hello. Cherry, Sarah Martin, Sheila Eggleston. We're nearly 39. We've got 39 people watching. That's enough. Stop. Right, let's tip you up and get cracking. Alan Kemp should be going up to 40. I like. Hello, Sheila. Hello. Oh, I haven't got your lovely brooch on. I can't remember which cardigan I put the pig. Not the pig. The bull. Right, I'm going to tip you up. Hi, Gillian. Now then, some of you are new to this, so you won't realise that I have not worked out a way of doing this so everything's the right way up. Now and again, things are the right way up. I think the first thing I'll do is... No, I won't. I think I'll carry on building up the body. I'm going to try and pull you a little bit closer. There. Tracy Turner. Oh, yes, please, please, can I have a Holstein? In fact, I absolutely adore those pins, Sheila. I would love it. Jenny, hello, how are you? Right. So, I'm just building up. This is like... what's the word? It's building up the body of these light Sussex chickens, which is just like layers of, I don't know, kind of layers of shadow really. And it has the effect of giving them form. So by doing this, I kind of give it a fat thigh, a bit like me. Charles Carr, you and your rude comments. I do think that you're obviously missing human or female company. You do know that there's a thing called Tinder? Anyway, just carry on with this. And you can look at loads of lovely, appropriately aged girls and stuff, apparently. One of our best friends, Chris, who I very, very much doubt is watching this, and I certainly hope he isn't watching it, experimented with online dating a few years ago and became disillusioned very quickly. But then he got approached by one of the more upmarket dating agencies based in London, where the men pay £4,000 to join, but they're guaranteed to meet attractive women. And this friend of ours, you would think he was quite disreputable if you met him. He looks a bit like a male version of a lurcher. And he's a bit of a landowner, I suppose, but not a typical type. and lives in Gloucestershire, and he's really, really nice. And him and Fifey have always got on very, very well since Fifey was at Cirencester years ago, and he met him. Actually, not that many years ago. Yes, although the years were fine. Anyway, so yeah, he experimented with online dating. But anyway, he got contacted by this very smart agency, which it's run by a woman, and the agency is her name, and it's quite well known. Other people go, oh, but I can't remember what it is. So basically, they must have seen his profile and thought, and they must have been a bit short of men, and he got offered like a super great deal, basically free, I think it was. I don't think he had to pay. This is, I'm just using like, blue, just blue paint. Yeah, they said, you know, do you want a free membership? There must, as I say, been like short of suitable men. So he looked into it and then said yes he would, and he got introduced to some really quite nice ladies, very smart ladies, and he met one called, I hope he isn't watching, yeah, he met a lovely lady called Claire, and they went out for a few years until he realised what everybody else saw from the very start. But you know, that's beside the point. And that's it, that is all I know about online dating. Okay, so I'm just going to turn it round. God, my arm's still sore from all the sweeping. Right, so can you see? Giving it a little, oops, there. A little bit more form, because obviously the fun bit is adding all the black marks to the neck and the tail, which absolutely makes them just jump out. Right, they must have privates. Loads of other people say hello to. Do you think they're imaginary friends of hers? Oh, right. I don't know why you can't see all the people I'm talking to. Hello, Karen Dixon. We're up to 41. That's brilliant. Free men. Yeah, well, available men, not like free men. Anne-Marie Young, hello, wave. Yeah, I can see probably more in the comments than you can. That's good. I'm going to turn it round so you can... So I've kind of fleshed them out a bit. Emma Caskey, you should be watching very, very carefully, based on what I saw on your toilet wall last time I was there. Okay. Now then, those of you who are regular watchers will know that in all of my paints, all 6 of them, because I only really use about 6, there is no white. Pure watercolour painters use the white of the paper, and that is it's like, it's a good white, it's like, and then the trick is to kind of leave behind the white bits, which is good fun. There's plenty of fish not about, wait, there were. Read them out, that's why we're here. Sorry, right, Beth says, the cockerel's bum is simply wonderful. Mel Rennick says, I'm far too old and smelly to meet anyone. Ah, now Mel, there is something, I noticed something today. You know the whole hand washing thing? It's not just your hands, you can wash the rest of yourself as well. I think some people have maybe been confused about that. So the smelly thing, have a bath. Too set in my ways. Morning, Sarah. Yes, there were plenty of fish about where I was, swimming under the water, and they don't bother me, but if I saw an eel, I'd have to quickly put it to the back of my mind. Jen, absolutely good, I'm going to take you out to show my chickens. Right, tip you back, move on to the next bit. And while I'm painting and I'm tipped up, it's not so easy to see the comments at all. I'm going to do a little bit, or am I? No, I'm going to do a bit of background. Or foreground, which will require a slightly smaller brush. I'm just mixing. It's such a big picture that I can't show you. I'm just kind of mixing various bits of mud. Well, they're not mud, they're sort of greeny, bluey things gathered from around my... can you see this? I'm just going to define this beak by painting around the edge of it. Oh, lovely, lovely paintings on the Lockdown Gang Facebook group. I hope you're all enjoying it. I certainly am. I see such lovely things. And this background bit, I can see all the folks' comments. Online dating, been there, done that. Need a very thick skin, very few decent blokes around. Jenny, what you haven't actually said is that you are in Australia, and I think that that might have some bearing. Did you do it here, when you were here, Jenny, or was that a bit before online dating became a bit of a thing? I certainly remember you had one or two boyfriends when you were over here, but I think it was really before the whole online dating. So this background, I build it up very much. Switch off the other router. The other router is switched off. Oh, there's 5 you come. I'll tell you what I'll do then. Oh, Marianne Ray sent me a message to say switch off the other router. But I have. Charlotte's watching. Sorry, can't comment. Just done egg sugar. Oh, for goodness sake. Mel lives where? I'm going to... I can't do anything because the other router is switched off already. Sorry, Marianne Ray. Or Marianne number 2, as I like to call you. You see, once these bits are dry, then we can start putting the black defining markings on these chickens, because I think they've got enough body and shadow now. Quite like doing this. It's like I'm sort of leaving the odd leaf shape behind. And then while it's still wet, it's really nice to add some, this is just French ultramarine, straight in that. And it sort of finds its way around the leaves and creates a bit of a sort of jewel effect. That's Jewel. I think it does anyway. I really like that. And if it isn't fun, I don't really bother doing it. Numero uno, foliage brush. Beth, you and Heather should have your own Facebook group, and it should be called the Polite Members of Lockdown Gang. You're so lovely and kind and supportive. Not that the rest of you aren't, but they are especially nice. Okay, so if I follow this line along, I really want to do the same sort of thing here, otherwise it doesn't make sense. See, so the line kind of And then I'll do, oh, it's gone downhill. Not that it really matters, but what are you saying now? I'm a Marianne pecking order. That's right, very good. Very good. Honestly, yesterday, you know, I said that I had quite a physically hard day on Saturday because Amanda and I set to the stables, cleaning everything and pressure washing I had my horses on rubber mats and dragged them all out. She did the pressure washing, which, as I said, is the best job. And I did sweeping and stuff. So my arms were so sore yesterday and tired. And we're still just recovering yesterday. And Fifey we've been saying for days, where are we going to put the peas? We've got the vegetable garden, and then we've got a couple of raised beds, and everything's fairly full, to be honest. And there's not really any space for putting anything, so he's been sort of going on and on about this. Oops, sorry, you can't see, can you? He's been not UK Osmen are similar, and I was much younger back then, now much wiser and fussier. Good, Jenny. That's going back to the subject of online dating and dating in general, I think. Anyway, Fifey's been sort of saying, what are we going to do with the peas? These are pea seeds which we grew in pots. They're now about sort of between 6 and 8 inches high, and I've already got 2 rows of peas in the vegetable garden. They take up quite a lot of room, and you need support for them as well. So I think we're going to do the fun bit now. Or not. No, I'm going to do the combs. Should save the fun till last. So I'm just going to add a bit more blue there and there. So anyway, we had a cup of tea whenever it was, and he just didn't seem himself. He was not very perky yesterday. Oh, message. So, and I said, right, what should we do? And we thought about it, and I said, he had an idea about making another raised bed. Yeah, fine. So we got 2 pallets, cut them in half widthways, joined them together like this, screwed them together at the top, and I tied baler twine at the bottom, and then I put 25 to 30 barrow loads of muck into barrows and wheeled them round, and he tipped them in. So we've made another raised bed, and it's like, the mess around here. I mean, it's not a mess, but it is quite rough looking. Anyway, I thought, thank goodness for lockdown, and I don't have to, if anybody comes here, avoid showing them part of the garden where Fifey's raised bed. Right, I'm just getting the colours that I need for the combs and the wattles on a piece of paper so I don't spill it on here. Drink your tea. Julie Howard. It's gone, it was too strong and it's cold, but thank you, I appreciate your concern. Yeah, I mean, I should have known when I first met Fifey, and I went to his family home where he sort of happened to find himself at that time, and it was a lovely, lovely house, which probably was once a lovely garden, big walled garden, and I have to say, part of me thought, yes, I can see myself fitting in here very nicely. That never happened. It was never an option. So instead of me going to the gorgeous, gorgeous walled garden overlooking the Tay in Fife, Fifey ended up coming here, which is good because I've got children and they were settled here, and Like I said, it was never on offer. But I should have noticed it was like a stick garden. I noticed that anywhere where things were growing, there was a sort of there was wire and sticks supporting things, and I thought it looked a bit rough. And now he's recreated that whole thing here. Okay, so I'm just giving these chickens a lovely bright comb. God, I hope you can see. I'm sorry. I'm bottle-coloured paint. This is, I think it's just red, and a little bit of the paint that starts with a Q. It's like alizarin crimson, really. Right, that's one cockerel, one hen. That one's probably okay, actually. I might just leave that one. I think the rest of them are okay. Pink garden snob. Yeah. Jules says garden snob. ... Question mark. That's fine. Well, who wouldn't be? Quite frankly. So, shall I do the eyes next? Because really, the black bits, I'm one of those people who, if I get like a plate with some sausages and some mashed potato, some peas and some broccoli, I eat my least favourite things first, and then finish with the sausages. And I do the same thing with paintings. I recommend it because it means instead of coming back to a painting and thinking, oh, I just don't know where to go next, if you follow my advice, you'll be so excited in the morning when you get up. It's like, oh, got to get back to my painting, and it's at a really, really nice stage. I know exactly where I'm going, and I'm going to do the fun bit. Is Sarah Pittendrigg still there? Or have I bored you away? Ian Gibbons, that's mean. I think that's very mean. Ian Gibbons says, one of my sons eats like that. I find it very annoying, so I mix everything up. Well, you would not be welcome in my house, that is for sure, because I think, what is the problem with doing that? I think a lot of people do that. Fifey thinks it's really odd, but he stopped saying, why don't you put a bit of everything on your fork? Because I just give him a nasty look. So, of course I tell him how to eat all the time. I say, don't make those chomping noises, and I raise my eyes heavenwards, and I sometimes say, I wonder whether, are you in training for the Guinness Book of Records? How much food you can balance on one fork and cram into your mouth. That's the usual thing I say. I mean, it is okay for me to criticise him, but I don't expect him to pass comment on the way I choose to eat. And anyway, I think he quite thinks it's funny when I say that about the Guinness Book of Records. Hello, Emma Scott. I did see your name there. Sorry, I meant to say hello. Oh, sorry, you can't see. God, I'm really sorry. I'm not very good coming up. So true about being... Now, Beth Munnings Winter, who, as some of you may remember, is related to the great Munnings, is also a terrific artist. You should have a look. She said something just then, sorry, about painting, and she knows what she's talking about. You should have a look her up. Sarah Morley. I didn't notice that when we went on our trips to Ireland. I don't remember you, but then I wouldn't. I would think that was perfectly normal, Sarah. In fact, I would trust somebody more who did that. Okay, this is at a really, really nice point. So I will make a start, but I need a decent brush. That is a problem. Oh no, I'll use that one that I showed you. This weird shaped brush with the angled end. And I'll just go straight in. Oh, that's a pen with the lid off. So naughty. Right, I'm going to go straight in with my Payne's Grey. Right, no pressure. It's not a bad idea to have a little practice. So I'm just straight mixing the consistency straight in the pan, which is a little bit naughty, but I can do what I like. It's got a lovely tip, this brush, so... Okay, I think that's okay. Just done a little test. Right, I'm just going to do some. And already it's just coming to life, I think. And as those of you who watch regularly, who aren't just people who dip in and out, wherever possible, I just let the brush do the job. I'm not really interested in like too much fannying on. I quite like, to do, make life easy for myself. These are good examples of letting the brush do the work. Oh, there's a little message there. I was wondering if it was from one of you saying, "We can't see or hear you." So anyway, going back to the raised bed thing. Oh God, my arms were hurting yesterday. They're really hurting today. I think I've probably ridden too many horses that pull over the years, because here and here, well obviously this one's been broken once or so, and I literally can't remember about the other one. I don't think it's ever had sustained a serious injury, but God, they're just so stiff. Oh, that's the other thing. I hope Fipey doesn't watch this later on. He reckons he's got coronavirus. He said to me, after I filled up the boiler and carried the logs over, I'm just feeling a little bit chesty. And it's hard to know what to say. Well, that was quite tough physical exercise. So, and he's looking really sort of sad and pathetic. And the thing is, he's a nice person, so I have to always remember that. And I thought, how bad? I actually took an interest, And the thing is, that takes quite a lot from me because I'm not actually interested in men's illnesses at all, because they are all hypochondriacs. And I'm sorry about the men who are on here watching, but I've just got no interest at all because I am a stoic. I just put up and shut up. And it doesn't matter how ill I am. I don't go whining on about it. Obviously, apart from my sore arms. So I said, well, if you've got it, you've got it, and you'll just get over it because it's obviously not that bad. And he said, yeah, but what about passing it on to someone else? And I said, well, you know, if that's the case, why would you? Where have you been? Who would you pass it on to? And so we established that if he'd got it, he had it. And if he didn't have it, he didn't have it. And we sort of left it at that, really. He seems happy. Okay, so this little hen here is having her neck feathers blacked. Okay, I'll just turn it round. And I'm going to leave it at that for today. But I do have something else. These marks are the sausages. Right, and a line. Yes, those black marks are the sausages. Please could I put yours and Fifey's name forward for Golgobot? Well, you could, but Fifey wouldn't do it. Absolutely not. You could put me forward for, what do you call that programme Melvin Bragg used to produce that went... And then there were the Van Gogh fingers. Marianne Ray, are you serious? Can any human get a test? NASA, you're too late. You've missed it all. Go back to the golf course. You better be okay. We're counting on your legal advice. I think she's had it. Poor Marianne Ray. Can I say that you think you've had it? Can I say about yourself sense of, is it taste or smell? Thank you. Oh, Sarah, you're still here. That's great. Right, I'm going to do something. The other day somebody said, oh yes, but dandelion leaves are very hard. And I thought, actually, no, they're not. South Bank Show, that's the one, Helen, thank you. Yes, Jules, South Bank Show. I'm going to tip you up and sorry, it's wobbling a bit, and just do a quick dandelion leaf. I mean, the great thing is, as with everything, is to have the real thing in front of you and have a very good look at it and work out what it is that makes a dandelion leaf different to, say, knapweed leaf or the campion leaf, which I've also got in front. God, I think it's that wet. I keep thinking that I've got water on my elbow, but it's not, it's a hole. So this leaf it's just lovely, and that they're not all exactly the same either. So I'm just going to so when I paint a dandelion leaf, I sort of do this. And you just carry on like that. Once you sort of work out that what it does, it's like I'm trying to think how to describe that shape. And again, as I usually do, I just kind of let the brush do the work for me. So that's not so far off, is it? And then the stalks of dandelions and the leaves, they go red. The older they get, the redder they get. And so that makes it, that sort of defines it, which is another sort of thing. So, dandelion leaf. Have a magic brush. Oh, where's it going? Oh, thank you, Debbie. It's fantastic the way you painted the leaf. Thank you very much. Years and years and years of practice. Anyway, look at the time. Tomorrow. I'm not sure about tomorrow. I think I'm here tomorrow. And I'm Proctor. Hello, the shape is like a scraggy feather. It is like a feather. Hello, Tim. I think I'll be here tomorrow. Be quite nice to get on. I'm at a point I'm enjoying our little demo and seeing where it's going. Have I got anything else I need to say to you? Right, liar. Oh yes, I had to say that Susan wasn't a liar, but she is a liar. She is a big fat liar. Show you the nest, the raised bed. Oh yeah, I didn't. Nobody's come back to me and told me how I can hold my iPad that way on so you get to see more, but so that it still looks okay on iPhones and iPads. If anyone's got any ideas, let me know. Leaves. So bloody easy. That's foul language, Mel. Ah, Helen, you're so sweet. Thank you for my morning doze. You're welcome. And yes, for any of you who are new, go to Facebook and search for Lockdown Gang, and you can join and you can look at other people's art, you can put your own up, and all positive comments remain. My phone's just gone beep. Yeah, anything that's negative gets taken off and the person gets blocked. I think you need to involve 5 to hold the iPad. It's all practice. Off on my 6th coronavirus game of golf, NASA. Thank you, Heather. Right, so yeah, do that. And I think you're probably all painted out, you lot, but if anybody is thinking about getting some gorgeous paint, the stuff I use is Ludlow. I use Winsor & Newton, which artist quality watercolour paints. I also use Ludlow professional watercolours, and they have developed a range, my 6 colours, in little pots, in a tin, and they are going to be £48 on my website, but they're £42 to you lockdown people. And just send me a message if you're interested, because I still haven't got them on the website. Thank you so much, Ian. He's put my... Ian Gibbons is a bit of a whiz, a techno whiz. He's put down the Facebook link and my website. Right, I'll probably see you tomorrow. Have a lovely day.